Yu-Gi-Oh games. Here with I'm here with somebody new. Kevin Corrects Cards. YouTube celeb, designer of the Nine Omens, down with Speedrobo games. And what are we doing today?
We're hanging out,
Hanging
talking
out.
to talking to shoots, whatever. I'm trying not to trying to talk trying to talk PG on YouTube right now.
Talking
But
to
we're just
stuffs.
hanging out,
And we're
playing
checking
some
out
Omens.
some of the new decks for Nine Omens, delivering
Yes,
soon.
sir. Yes,
And
sir.
you can also check them out on TTS. But yeah, but tell them a little bit
Yes,
about
sir.
the game.
Yeah. Yeah. The Nine Omens. The basic pitch is: what if classic Yu-Gi-Oh was good? It is basically, yeah, basically right. It is
Yeah.
the bones of classic Yu-Gi-Oh, but in a $20 box. There's no shuffling, no deck building. You just pick up 9 cards and you play. And so, if you want to play a concise, tight, well-balanced creature battler that is secretly very competitive, this is a game for you.
Real talk, real talk. And tell them how many decks you get out of the box.
Yes, sir. So yeah, $20 is the MSRP. You can get free shipping on that with a certain code we can put in the comments. But you get 6 decks of 9 cards. It is a 9 cards in a deck. Basically, in this game, very few games do that. And trust me, with 9 cards, there is a lot of replay value. There is what 15 unique matchups you can do, and every matchup with one-on-one decks are balanced, so every side has a reasonable shot of winning. That was very hard to do, obviously, and it is also multiplayer. So you can play with 4 people, commander style, if you want. And yeah, that is the game.
That's a lot for $20, and I can vouch. Very fun. So looking forward to checking out these two new decks I haven't tried yet. The looks like
Appreciate it.
wolves and the little boys. So
Little boys, little boys. Yeah, little boys. I told the art director press like angels was kind of the thing, the blessed, and then
okay,
in the decks there is a counterpart to them like demons, the forbidden, the team forbidden. So
okay,
yeah, in your first video, these 2 decks here, they are like the beginner friendly decks. So I put them there, like pretty straightforward, not too complicated. These are what I call the intermediate decks of the base game. So like
okay.
a little more interaction, a little more involved. You need to know more of the game to get a better idea. Um, so yeah, I think, in my opinion, you'll have more fun with this on
Okay.
first impression. But this is also a fan. People actually like this deck a lot. The testers like it, and I've heard some comments on people liking the play style. So I will give you the choice. So quick pitch, heavy swarm deck, stat manipulation. They buff they want to go in swarms, a lot of face down stuff, and manipulate stats. That's kind of the whole thing there. So like the pack leader is like changes the stats of an element. These guys, they have like the weakest stats in the game, but some of the best effects in the game. So they're very effect heavy team. They have a lot of combos based around like hand discards, and then also raising cards from the grave. So that is the gimmick there. So yeah, you have to really know how to use their effects. So I actually use this deck to teach people how to play because they have a good variety of effects. Like after I'm discarded, after I'm summoned, um, after I'm raised. So they could really good just teaching like, hey, these are things that happen in the game. You know. So Foyo, what would you like to try out?
Yeah, let me go for the swarm.
That is a fun deck. That is a very fun deck to play. Yeah. Um, you play the Amassed, Team Amassed, right? So yeah, that's a very, pretty sure you play that. Yeah, that or no. Yeah, you played that one. So that's a very beginner friendly, fan favorite deck to testers hate this deck in particular. They hate that deck. Like, just good cards. Like, I attack twice. Like, it's,
Yeah.
they hate them. They hate those cards. Very simple cards.
Mm.
But yeah, so
They hate playing against it, of course, right?
they hate playing against it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I give you one piece of advice on how to play this deck?
Okay, what's that?
Again, pull out the pack leader card just so I can. Yeah. If you know this concept, you'll kind of see where to play it a little better. So the card says, let me choose another omen. The omen doesn't have to be face up. It doesn't say face up or face down. You can choose my face downs or face ups. You can choose your face down or face ups. So in other words, you can buff a card that's face down before it attacks.
Wow. Okay.
That's yeah. So it adds a lot of choices for you, basically. And then we have the rule book here, and then if I look over that again, but I will take the first turn of the game for teaching purposes of viewers, if that is cool.
That'll work.
But yeah, got it. And then, yep. So yeah, we got our team, all that. 3-zone game, very easy. Okay, main battle. Alright, cool. So I will go first, and then yeah, the game setup is no brainer. Just put the cards in your hand, like shuffle it up. You're good.
Yeah.
Done deal. Easy. People like that in real life. All right. So good luck for you. Fist bump. Whatever.
Good luck, Kevin.
Good luck. Yeah. And then okay, one more question before we play. How hard do you want me to play? Like intermediate, the hardest, how I would normally play?
Oh yeah, I mean, take me out quick so I can learn.
Take me out. Okay, you want me to play like optimal, or like how I would? Okay, interesting. Okay.
Optimally.
Alright. Okay, so for those who don't know how to play Nine Omens, Nine Omens very simple. They have a main phase, a battle phase, and end phase on your turn. Oh, and then the goal of the game is your hand is your life, so your hand is shielding you. If you attack someone directly with an omen, which is like a creature basically, they discard an omen. And if you attack them directly, and they don't have any omens in their hand, they lose. So don't lose all the cards in your hand, basically, or you lose the game. So on my main phase, as the first player, I can choose to play an omen or raise an omen. Because raise means I can play it from my grave. So I'm going to play an omen, and I'm going to put it face down. So vertical is attack mode, horizontal is defense mode. I could have played this guy face up, and if it's played face up, it can do effects like after I'm summoned, but I don't want Foyo to know what I played, because I want him to think about, is it a good attacker or not? So that is the thing. I go in my battle phase, like most card games you can't attack on the first turn. I could attack with a face down omen, unlike most card games. I'm not going to do that. And I go to man phase, no effects happen, so I pass. Super simple. So Foyo, it's your turn to test me or wreck me, whatever this card is.
Yeah, let me get familiar with everything in the hand.
Yeah. So your deck's a little. I think my deck's hard to play. I think, in my opinion, but your deck is there's no after I'm discarded. No, it's only after I'm summoned or after I'm slain. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
You have two cards that are like copies of each other. Like you'll say like after I'm slain, I can like play a guy face down, right? You can use that guy in the same turn, right? Even after you played it. So.
Okay.
And then in Nine Omens, if you're a second player, you always have a card that's buffed. It'll be like after I'm summoned, and if you're a second player, or whatever it is, so you have a second player buff. And then I know attacking. I think you remember attacking, but you need a review of the switch mechanic. Let me feel free to ask me that also.
Yeah, so you can yeah, that is a good question. How does the switch go again?
Sure. Yeah. So attack, or you can go and switch. So in most card games, creatures can only attack, right? Basically, but I always have 2 actions with the creature. So let's say I have. So right now, because you don't have any omens, I can technically attack you directly on my next turn, right? Just as is. And you would discard an omen. If you had an omen that was face up in attack mode, I can still attack you directly, basically. But if this omen was in defense mode, or you had a face down omen, like this, I can't attack you directly. I have to attack the face down, flip the face up, and I have to take out your defense mode monsters, or omens, you know.
Okay.
So omens can attack. You have to be in attack mode to attack. If an omen was face down, you can still attack if it's in attack mode. It just flips face up. And then it would still activate like, you know, an after some effect like this, right? Still do that. And then you have face down things flip up if they attack or they get attacked, basically. But the attacker flips up first, right? And then it's a switch mechanic, which is the hardest part of the game to understand, but it's really not that complicated. Basically, switching is an action like attacking. So you can do 1 action per battle phase. So let's say I have this guy. Let's say I have this guy, Glory Guardian. Instead of attacking, you're gonna have it switch. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna change its battle position like this to the opposite mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a twist. And then you're gonna pick any other card. It can be face down, it can be face up, it doesn't matter. And you're also gonna twist that.
Oh yeah.
So Glory Guardian can switch with this card, or it can switch with the Peace Paladin. But to switch, you have to have a target. You have to choose something. You can't be like, I just twist myself. So that's, you can't switch without a buddy. So that's the whole thing there.
Gotcha.
Your deck was kind of unique because you have a lot of these single twists, which kind of makes the entire deck with that Amassed. Like these, like the fertilized card, just twist one guy. So that was the whole thing there.
Okay. Right.
That is a Night Omens battle refresher right now. And then the last refresher for you is in Night Omens there is no chain. The way effects work is you just do effects immediately. So for instance, if you had an omen that was like play another omen, and it has other effects going on, and the omen you played from the first effect plays another omen, and the second omen has an effect, the second effect can interrupt that first effect. So that's important to know. Which you will see that in demonstration this game, basically.
Okay, so the second effect interrupts the first effect.
Right. So I'll give you a good example. Okay. Let's say this card. This is a very basic combo of this deck. After I'm summoned, so when you play this guy, summon just means play face up, flip face up, right? You just do it effects like attack face up, boom. I play face up. You can discard an omen. Cool. I can discard an omen. So let's say I discard Glory Guardian. Now I discard Glory Guardian. Well, Glory Guardian says after I'm discarded. So that after I'm discarded can interrupt the light leader. So you discard an omen, then you trigger this effect, and then you can do its thing. After you do the thing, you continue with the if you do, you may raise an omen.
Okay.
So that's So I hate doing chains in games. I hate it so much. It's just easier to be like, all right, just do it right away. That's the way this game works. And yeah, you can do. It's like pseudo change. You can interrupt between interrupts, technically speaking. Maybe in set 2 we'll do that. But in this first game, it's more simple. It's like most cards, you can't do that. It's just like, simple interaction. I discard a guy, I can trigger this, I can raise a guy. Simple combo. So that is something to expect.
Gotcha. All right.
So you're just gonna play face down, right?
Face down.
You're just gonna not attack me. He's
No summoning sickness. You just swing as soon as you come out, right?
You can just swing. It's ain't no Yu-Gi-Oh, man, or Magic. You just swing it out. Or you can switch.
And to switch again, I would have to. Both of us would switch.
Yeah, both of us would just change modes. We would both twist.
Okay.
Twist means we just change modes, and then switch means the action of both of us twisting.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, let's go ahead and swing, I suppose.
Alright, so flip your face up. What is it?
I got the
Freedom Flutter.
the obvious play. Okay.
Yeah, you got the Eagle, you know, American patriotic guy, Cote. Alright, and he has an after I'm slaying it. So his effect is active, he's a second player. I am a casual 0/0. Fantastic. So I just die. Basically.
Okay, 0/0.
I go to my grave.
Okay.
And yeah.
Get another face
You
up
killed me.
open from your hand in defense mode. Nice. After raising, okay. Alright.
Fantastic. Good play, good play.
It's gonna get tricky.
Okay. A little bit. This card is very awesome. We know how to use it. Okay. Okay, so you're done. The end phase is done, so my turn. I draw a card. No, I'm just kidding. I don't draw a card. I can I can play or I can raise my main phase.
All in hand.
I couldn't raise the guy. So raise means put it from my grave into my hand. I could do the raise if I wanted to. Thinking about it though. I want to do a raise. Maybe not. Let's go there. Alright, I'm gonna do a very aggressive play, and I'm gonna see how you respond to it. You know, I'm not playing like I'm just playing for fun right now mostly. Because why not? You know, so I'm gonna play Light Leader face up, not face down. And Light Leader says after I'm summoned, I'm gonna discard an Omen. So I'm gonna discard an Omen. I'm gonna discard Worldly Warrior. He has an effect that says after I'm discarded, I can play it face up. But if I do, it's slain at this turn's end phase. So I'm gonna play it right now. I'll face it towards you right now.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna play. Now I have this guy for this turn. He's gonna die. He's slain, but I have him for a turn. Now I'm gonna resolve this effect. I can raise an Omen from my grave. I'm gonna raise the Contemplate Collar. And now when he sees the effect, after I'm raised, I can play another Omen face up from my hand in defense mode. So I'm gonna put him in my hand, I raise him, and I can play another guy in defense mode, face up. And I think I'm gonna play the Praise Punisher in defense mode. And he has an effect while I'm face up. After another Omen you control is slain, I can slay a face up Omen. Alright, those are all my triggers. So a 9-card game, very simple, right? So now we're gonna go to battle phase. I'm going to go and attack you directly. You don't have any defense mode Omens or face on Omens, I can just go into you. So you have to discard an Omen. In real life, what we tend to do, tend to like put our cards back a little bit to show I used it, basically.
Okay.
Just makes it a little easier to track stuff. I know it's tricky, right? Because you discarded it. You don't have it in your hand, right?
Which one to discard? Yeah, let's go pack Retreater.
Okay, good choice. Or hopefully, I don't know. Who knows?
No.
Now I'm gonna attack you again with my Worldly Warrior directly.
Looks like nothing I can do.
I love the thinking going on in her face right now. Like, thinking,
A lot of options.
oh yeah.
Alright, yeah, let's go with
Oh, no, Retaliators. God.
Retaliator.
If these guys both attacked, I could have switched with him, but I can't attack with this guy because he's in defense mode. But I can switch. So I'm gonna switch with you, and then we're both gonna twist like that.
Okay.
So yeah, so those are all my actions: a switch, an attack, and attack. All right.
Nice.
Now we're gonna go to my end phase. My end phase, he's gonna be slain. He's with my grave, and when he's slain, I can slay a face-up omen with his effect. I'm gonna slay you.
Plays the Omens. Sick. Alright. You did.
Alright, so that's all my stuff. Now you get some cool stuff. You get to play a face down omen. You can be attack mode or defense mode, doesn't matter.
Omen from hand. Whoa. These zones. Right.
Yeah. So what I did, that's a very that's one of the longer sequence combos with the blessed deck right there. Not the longest, but it's like kind of close. Like it's like bread and butter.
That is combo-rific.
It's horrific. Yes, sir. Yeah. Now, if you like combos a lot, wait for set 2. just wait. That is like, it makes this stuff like baby stuff.
Okay.
What I'm kind of
Okay, you're gonna need some spreadsheets and everything for that one.
I don't know. It's, I mean, like, you can expect like 4 cards to be played in one turn, like face up, like stuff like that. Like, really crazy stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, so you're still picking your face down card.
Hmm.
Right. And then after that, you can take your entire turn. So,
Okay.
free guy right now.
You know how many like you've done like tournaments with the game yet?
Not yet, because cards are not in people's hands. It's
No,
currently
like
being printed.
no, like with the tabletop aces or anything.
Oh no, so I did 200 playtests, just with me,
That's a
and
lot.
mostly one other person. It's a lot. I did a lot of testing with the game, yeah, to get where it's at. But yeah, we did 200-ish balanced playtests to get it like this. And my philosophy as a game designer is for game balance testing, it's better with like a couple people, because when you have a lot of people in tournaments, there's all these biases come into play. When you have just a few people testing balance, you're able to eliminate a lot of the biases and get to like also if the people you're playing with are really good versus like people who are new and they don't know the full combos, right? You're not gonna get good data off that. Not saying to not play with people who are brand new to your game. they're good for blind testing your game, testing the rules, and it's also good for seeing if the game's fun. Like, you want to show your game to people who are new to see, is this a fun game, right? That's very important. But for testing game balance, right, in practice, I think it's better to test with a small handful of people. You know their biases, and you know they can play the game very well. That's better for me. But if you watch my channel, I also say don't balance by testing. You need to math it up. You need to simulate. You need to use intuition. All of that hard stuff before you even play a game, basically. So when you play a game, your game is like halfway there. And you're not like scrambling for numbers, etc. Nine Omens was incredibly hard to balance, to put it simply, as a game. But the result, I hope, is fun.
Mind warpy.
Mind warpy, yeah.
And fun though.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. I'm very humbled by people like you, people like Spookcube, shout out to him, who like the game a lot. They're like, this is like good, It means a lot. But even like, kind of sucks a little bit, because the friends who I test with the most with this game, I'm privileged enough to say that this is now their favorite card game. But it sucks because when I want to show them another card game like Caster Chronicles, they still say Nine Omens is their favorite card game. So it's like, I need to get them to play other card games still.
I mean, nothing wrong with a less than the best card game. I mean, that's still good though.
That's fair.
It doesn't have to be all the best, but
that's true.
I mean, hard to beat Nine Omens,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
still.
Nine Omens, but yeah, this card game is not for everyone. If you want to trade, if you want to collect, this is not really that kind of game. And if you don't like hyper tight games, this is not your kind of game. But if you want like a tight Magic standard experience, a torn experience, like competitive play, but like for a cheap price, this is that kind of game. It's that kind of like tight game that I like. So you're gonna play this guy in defense mode. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And then.
And now it's your now it's your turn.
Now my turn. All right. All right. Let's go.
Oh yeah, here we go. That's the fun card in this deck.
Crow Storm. Alright, so after I'm summoned, starting with the active player and in turn order, each player must play 2 omens face down from their hand, one at a time.
Yep. So yeah, you get to play 2 guys, and then I get to respond to that. I have to play 2 guys.
Okay.
But I get to see what positions you play them. I'm gonna make some room over here real quick.
Okay.
And yes, you can attack with your guys immediately on your battle phase.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun.
Alright, good to go.
Alright, and I will play Mysterious face down card in response. And my second one would be interesting. I'm gonna play this is the hard one actually. The second one to play. I think I'm gonna
So, what would have happened? What would have happened if one of us didn't have two cards in hand?
Well, to put it simply, you're kind of screwed. You do as much as you can. So if you had no, if you have two cards and I have one card, I get one card. You get two cards.
Okay. So that's a better late game play, you think, or?
That is extremely rare. So you'll notice in Nine Omens that every 9 card deck has ways to extra summon. This is like the primary way to do it. So people usually do it first. Like people like I love playing shadows, and I'm very gambly. I just go hyper aggressive. All right, turn one. Let's go crow storms. Let's go. Like,
Okay.
let's just go out, man. I don't know what you got. I'm gonna go balls to the wall, and I either crush you or you get crushed. You
Okay.
know.
So one.
And let's be honest, right? If you play crow storm and you have 2 cards in hand and they have 1 card in hand, bro, you're gonna win the game. Like you already have the card advantage in the first place. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, you know.
Okay, but you're gambling. But you're gambling by waiting that long for playing it. But why not?
Yeah, I mean, it's your main way to extra summon. So you have, if you read the cards already, you have 3 ways. You have your after I'm slain guy, but only your second player. So you got lucky. And then you have your other guy with the same effect, but it's a 0/0, right? So
Okay.
a lot weaker stats, but good effect.
Okay.
So this is your only reliable way to swarm, you know, at a cost.
Interesting. Okay.
Alright. But hey,
Alright.
because of this 1 card, we basically doubled the board state, so.
Yeah. Wild.
So yeah,
Right.
again, you cannot attack me directly, because I need face downs. Unless, if you got rid of these 2, then you can attack me directly, yeah, that's cool. But I'll be quiet a bit, I'll let you do threat analysis and see how you want to do things.
Okay. So can I switch with the face down guy?
Absolutely, yeah, so switching is a universal mechanic. Any card can switch, face up, face down, doesn't matter. Attack mode, defense mode, doesn't matter. What the problem here is that you don't know the cards in my deck, so you don't know what's coming up. If you played the game enough, you will know what I have, so you can kind of like understand. Okay, he probably is playing that card, and you know whatever. But I'll tell you this, my friend. I know your entire deck. I made the cards. I don't know what the frick you played.
Okay.
I don't know what you played either. I'm not thinking about it. It's like, all right, whatever.
Who knows? All right. Yeah. Let's switch this fellow and this fellow. So that's how it goes, right? Both of them change state, right?
Yeah, you did it. Yeah, and yeah, if you want to move this back a little bit so we know it's been used, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
2 more actions.
And then we're gonna get the favorable swing right here.
Okay. He's gone.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're done. All right. Yeah, so you really don't want to go for the. Well, I had to get rid of that guy because that guy is like an onboard killer.
That was a good play. That was good. He's a very good card. You can't tell.
Yeah, it's an onboard killer, so got to deal with that first.
I can tell you being a little unconcerned because you know 2,000 attack is the best attack in the game. It's hard to get rid of, and you know that. Well, you don't know what these are. Like he's like, I don't know what these are.
No idea. Right. Yeah, let's just go with right side.
All right, so you're gambling a bit. All
Oh
right.
yeah,
You have an
15.
effect. Do you want to do it?
Oh, the summon is a flip as well.
Yeah. Play face up, flip face up. You don't have to do it. It's May effect.
Okay. Well, in that case,
I'm gonna translate this card real quick. Basically, you could choose these two guys and flip them both face down. It will basically reset their after I'm summon effects.
hmm. Yeah, I guess why not do it now? All right, so but but if you just swing into this guy and kill it, then that would be pointless.
So the flips has two purposes. One is to get after I'm summoned reset.
Uh huh.
Right. The other purpose is to prevent me from attacking you directly. Right now, this guy is not protected.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
It's a dual purpose.
All right.
There's also a more niche purpose. I'm gonna use more tech right now in this game. There's a lot of tech you can do. Look at here in this step. And that's step number 3. Both combatants have to be face up. So what you could do, this is very techy. You could have chose to attack into this guy, basically, and flip these guys both face down, basically, and then or rather, a better way to do is this: you attack into this guy flips up, whatever. You flip these guys face down, and now because this guy's face down, combat's gonna end because you both have to still be face up for step number 3.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm summoning. I can face down the both of you, and now combat would end.
Well, you targeted this guy, right?
Yeah. Yep. And I could not target that guy, and I could just switch or something. But there's no point in that.
So you targeted this guy. I'm gonna flip this guy face up. Before I flip it face up, you can choose to flip both these guys face down if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll flip both of them.
Alright, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Get a reset.
Right, and
now we get to see what this card is.
yeah, let's just go ahead and swing that 1500. Yeah.
Yeah, the 0-0. It's the same card.
Oh yeah, that's the same guy. Same guy. All right.
Same guy, man. All right.
Yeah, them
So,
raised.
hey, that was good. Your bravery paid off. That's the
Same.
Your bravery did pay off. All right. You got this one guy. That's all you can do. So you can switch if you want.
And I can switch with who? Oh, this guy, because I haven't used this guy yet.
Yeah. So he switched. He attacked.
Okay, so I still got this guy. All right. Put me on attack mode, but I'll just fall back. Fast turn.
You don't have to switch either. Yeah. Cool. All right. Good turn. Very interesting turn. I love this deck. Playing against it. It's awesome. Okay. Well, untap. I'll keep draw. Go to my main phase. This is not untap. That's not it. That's not it. But it's memeing around a bit. Okay. So this is interesting because I know what this card is. You can reactivate it and we're gonna have more swarm stuff happen. We're getting a lot more room in the board if that happens. So it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. No. What am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do? This guy's kind of good in stats though. That's the thing also. Oh, dumb. I'm being dumb right now. Hang on. I'm not. What am I doing here? That's not like. Okay, go. I got that. I got that. Okay. We are gonna do some BS right now because you allowed for it with all the cards. Like it's gonna be a long turn because of this one card. Okay, so I'm going to play Redeemed Razor. So 0/0 as most cards in this deck is after I'm summoned, I can choose a player. I can choose you if you want. But I'm not gonna do that obviously. I can raise it on. So I'm gonna raise my boy, the Caller again. I'm gonna do my crap again. Play Face of Omen. In defense mode, I'm gonna play this guy. The 2k defense. After I'm summoned, I can discard an Omen. Like he's basically like a light leader counterpart. And then if I do, I can do two things. I can twist a face down Omen, and then I can flip that face down Omen to be face up. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna discard. Let's discard Glory Guardian. The Glory Guardian is a counterpart to the Warrior guy. When he's discarded, I can play him face up. I'll do it right now. And he's going to be slain at this turn's end phase. So that's the thing there. So I discarded this guy. Now I'm going to trigger this guy's effect. The rest of the effect. I'm going to twist the face on him, and I'm going to flip the face up. So I'm going to twist the guy you switched with, and then flip the face up. Oh, it's Cup Caller. Alright, cool. So, that's your boy, Cup Caller. Hang out. Yeah, good to know. So now I know what that is. Interesting card to switch with. Okay. Good to know. Alright. And that was my play. I played this guy. Play, combo, combo, combo. Alright, cool. So, let's go to battle phase now. Battle phase time. Let's use the card I already have. I'm gonna throw in Light Leader. He's gonna attack first. He's gonna attack this guy, targeting this guy. When he is played, I'm gonna use after I'm summoned effect. I can discard an Omen, and I can raise it on from my grave. So I'm gonna discard the Caller again from my hand, how I raised before. And here's the tech. He's like, this Caller, dude. I'm gonna raise the same Caller. So I discarded it, then I can raise it back, and then reproc its effect. Because you may discard an Omen. If you do, you may raise an Omen. Okay, discard triggers first. Yeah, that's some tech right there. And you know who I'm gonna play?
Plain Caller.
I'm gonna. Well, I can't play this guy. I have one other card in my hand. I can play this guy, basically. So
Skeleton.
He's a vanilla 1k 1k. I'm not first player, so he's just hanging out right now. All right. So we have a big board stake that also happened. So I'm gonna go here. Bam! I kill you. I'm 2k. You're 1500. I'm higher, so I kill you. And I'm gonna swing this guy back, so I know I already used him. state right now. Okay. Thinking here. I got a cub caller hanging out, surviving. Oh man, how do I deal with this? Let's test the waters a bit. Let's just throw, or let's throw this guy in. So I'm just throwing my 0 attack into you. He's gonna die this turn anyways, and just, so I'm gonna throw it in. So what you got? What you got over here?
Vanilla. Well, not vanilla, but one.
Oh my god, I literally forgot it was Crowstorm.
Yeah, Crowstorm.
Oh my god.
Okay, so both of them
I
face down.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, easy to forget.
Go ahead. Well, you have to do it. You gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
You don't need a Robux. Let's get it out of the way. No hand.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, no hand,
We're
no
just
hand.
playing the whole board state now. I have to play this guy too. Well, you know what this card is, so it's like concave caller.
Caller.
Alright, so that, I completely forgot he had a, very few people actually do a reset in this card store. So this is very interesting. He did that. But I die. So
Yeah.
that's my thing. I'm gonna die. Yeah, this is actually kind of really bad for me, actually. That's fine.
-1 there, yeah.
-1 card. Well, okay, so it's a matchup thing. This matchup's very interesting. I get outstatted very easily in the matchup. You have much better stats. My effects are very good. So I might lose this game because I don't have the stats like you do. Ah, man, it's annoying. Oh, this is good. I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna throw this guy here. And the thing is, you don't have any base on those you hand
nothing for me. Nice.
There we go. Punish that. I gotta punish that. Thank you. Okay, what else do I got?
You're never gonna add anybody that blocks in this game, right? Well, I mean, we got defense mode, but like you're never gonna add like an instant block or something.
No. The reason why, not really, because one is I hate making chains, and you see we don't have to have chains for complexity, right? Like we already had all this stuff without having like a formal chain. Like just the existence of your face downs are enough of a deterrent. It's like I don't know, right? And plus, when like half your cards have after I'm summoned, do I need to have a blocker? Like you have an effect that you can use. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, that's more like it's just two things. It's the after I'm summoned, deterring you, and like the stats. Like you could be bluffing. Are you actually an attacker? It's 2K in attack mode, or are you a 2K defender in attack mode that I switched? Like I don't know. I don't know what you did.
True.
So that's kind of the caveat there. Speaking of which, let's go and I don't like this board state. Like this is really bad for me, actually. I'm gonna try to get some value. All right, a little bit of an intricate play here. I'm gonna switch myself. So boom, look, he is switching to here. So he's attacking now. I'm gonna switch you. So he's at switch and he's twisted.
Right.
And I'm gonna attack with this. What do you got?
Nice play. I got nothing.
Okay, yeah. There you go. A lot of beginners, they just don't bluff. They just play cards like in their mode, so it's easy to like predict around it.
Oh wow. That is 40 tips, man.
You're a pretty honest person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this guy hanging out. He's just gonna hang out in defense mode. All right, my defense mode guys protecting me right now. I have no omens in my hand. So if you get one direct attack into me, you win. Problem is you have 3 cards.
3 guys.
Minus a raise. So. Alright. It is your turn. I will say this has been a very crazy game.
Oh yeah.
Very interesting.
And these are just the intermediate decks, you say?
Yeah. If you don't buy any more decks, you don't need to. Like, you got enough complexity for a lifetime, in theory.
Facts.
But your boy likes designing decks. And if you think this is a complicated, well, you gotta see it. But if you notice, like, tell me if I'm wrong, the actual cards are not that complicated, right? It's like, pretty simple to read. It's like 2 sentences, right? It's like the interactions get involved.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Hey, look at my card.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not supposed to be able to do that, am I?
No, not necessarily. But we're gonna say you were a pro experienced player, and you knew my deck like by heart, so you could decipher what these cards could be. But
Like, does it always work like that?
what do you mean?
Like on TTS, if I go on your cards, should I be able to peek like that, or?
So you can't if you press Alt, you zoom in.
Yeah.
If you hold Alt Shift, you peek, basically.
Yeah.
But hey, this for you. Let's just shuffle the order of this a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
There's just a lot of peeking in this game, so yeah, my bad.
oh yeah. Well, I wanted to show. This is the first ever recorded game of these decks played on YouTube. I wanted to show it off, but also I just kind of slapped you like cards to play, like interactions. So you're like, all right.
I feel honored though. Let's see.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like you and your friend are already pro gamers. You got to see like other stuff than just the simple
basics.
like I slap, I attack twice.
Blowing my mind.
Now, if you really like the combo, Team Forbidden in the base game, that is the combo deck. Like you're gonna be like 7 card sequences, whatever. Like, or it's pretty involved.
Wow.
Well, actually, sorry, 6 cards, but like 7 interaction sequences. That deck's very fun to play.
I mean, it's like coming back from 3 to 5. That's kind of impossible, right?
Yeah, it can be impossible. So this game is normally a pretty cutthroat game. But here's the thing, I don't know your stats, so you could out-stat check me. So don't forget you have a raise right now also. On your turn. So you're gonna have 4 cards, 3 on the board, plus the card in your hand, and you have tempo. So you can get your attacks in.
Okay, yeah, let me analyze these cards.
Most likely the cards you raise is gonna be just keeping you alive. But if somehow you survive the onslaught next turn, you might be able to play that card.
Okay.
But also remember, like, I only have 2 guys in attack mode. So, I can't get more than 3 attacks in next turn.
Okay.
I would need to do some switching to be able to attack you.
Okay. And then even after like one of my face down guys gets swung into, that's them getting summoned, right?
Yes. So I'm being hesitant with this card and this card right now. I'm like, I don't know what those are.
Okay.
So I can, if I was smart enough, I can look at your public grave and do some deciphering. So you have, if I did the math right, you have Komodo on one of those cards, and you have, oh my god, memory. What is this? Pack Beater. So Pack Beater is a 500, 1500 right now. So that's what you got working with.
Okay.
And the cool thing about Pack Beater is it can give you a huge buff, the Crow Storm. So I gotta be wary of that also.
Okay.
A temporary buff, but a good one.
Alright, we're gonna raise here. Raise just goes to hand.
Just to your hand. Yep.
Okay. Now I got 2 guys. Okay, switching. Guess I'll switch to 2K.
Smart play.
Okay. And switch the paladin.
Okay.
And then this guy can hang out. Fast turn.
He's gonna hang out.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Fast turn, interesting. Yeah, that was an interesting play. So you actually lowered the number of attacks I have by 1. Because I have to do a double switch, and I can't double switch here. So interesting. Alright, cool. I have tempo still. I'm gonna. If I have. My collar is on the fields. I'm gonna raise my razor. My turn. Yeah, it's fine. I'll try to aggressive play here. I'm gonna do the smart play. I'm gonna switch. With the Peace Paladin, he's gonna switch. He's gonna twist to Light Leader. And I'm gonna play the slow roll, my friend. I'm gonna just attack this and kill it, basically. I ain't messing with these cards.
Makes sense. Alright.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna pass.
Right. Let's play Buddy out. And then, okay, you got 2 swings there. free swing. Yeah, 5-3. I think. Okay, I can. Okay, so I play the guy. I can raise before I play. No, no, no. You. Nope. I mean, you either raise or play. So, dang it.
Yeah, but you can attack with that guy.
Yeah, but you got too many. You got too many. Too many guys. Yeah, I think you got it. Yeah, I'm afraid I gotta pay. Well, I gotta defense mode you, but then you got, yeah, I gotta do it, and then I'll pass it. Your audio got stupid. But it's just faint. You can hardly hear it.
1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, I can hear much better there. Yeah, it's still sounding warbly now. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it's weird audio. It's better, but not as good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, I think it was a connection issue.
Okay, go.
So, I played the Razor, then I raced Punisher. Can't play him yet. So, let me think here.
Yeah, a whole lot of gameplay for 9 cards.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. Well, I'll tell you this. The more you play this game, the more often you can see it against the really experienced players. Where you're like, okay. But I love playing against, like, you're still learning the game. So, stuff like, I'm gonna scare my Crowstorm and make a really creative board state. Alright, let's do that. So, really interesting. Really, really interesting. So, like, beginners will not bluff as much, and experienced players will bluff more. So if you play the same way you would against an experienced player, you may still lose because you played unoptimally for the experience.
Yeah.
But I kind of have a good, yeah. Well, I have a good read on you. I think my testers say I know how to read them pretty well, like what they do. But you know, you go figure. The guy who made this game likes bluffing. Yeah, which is the whole game.
Okay.
Now,
I can see it.
some of these guys are unoptimal though. But the Komodo's chilling somewhere. Komodo kills. I always forget. He kills the. Wait, where's your rat? Oh, he's a rat. Okay, hold up. So you have a Komodo and a rat. Okay. Komodo rat pack beater. So 1500, 2k, 2k. So how do I do with that? Alright, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch, switch, switch. And then bring these guys back, try to use them. Now we're gonna do attacks. That should take away your stats, but not your effects. So now we're gambling. Let's go here. What is it?
Okay. We got a red.
Okay. Yep. So I kill him, but you get your effect.
1K.
So you get to kill a guy with 1,000 less attack.
Oh, 1,000 or less. Alright.
Yeah, I was. Or this. Or this. Now, again, these guys in the back row, they switched. So I can't attack with them.
Okay.
It's just these guys. It's just these guys can do stuff with.
Summoned. Right. 1K, 1K, 0, 0, 1K, 2. And let's go, the Alchemist.
Why not? Good stats, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Jumping back. I got these two guys left hanging out. Alright, let's go gambling. Here.
That'll be...
Yep.
Not pack lead.
Fantastic. I love seeing that.
Alright, so 1K or more take.
You can kill this or this.
Yeah, let's go share stats, yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright. Screw it, man. I'm gonna go balls to the wall. Is it your... Get it out.
Pack lead.
Alright. Maybe I was a bad play, who knows, but... I was good fun. For the fun of it.
You still got the board. Right,
Yeah,
right. Who do we raise? Man, and I don't have a lot of grave recursion at all, right?
Your deck is like okay. Let's put it. Let's say this. Your deck is literally let's go gambling. Put it simply. Like your deck wants to just play a lot of face downs and hope they go in, or go just ideally attack in, change your stats.
Okay.
Right.
But late game, no good though.
Well, you gotta use all your cards.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I objectively had a good read on you. Like, I deduced, okay, I knew the cards. I thought of the stats in my head. I knew the stat positioning. I did 3 switches so I can get you in a bad position. And then I attacked, like, wherever. You know.
It worked. It worked like a charm. Alright.
Unfortunately for you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Alright, let's get this fella right here. And does it matter? If I switch, then you swing. Alright, let's switch. Excuse me, switch in the middle.
Bless you.
Thank you. And that's turn.
Alright, my guy. I'm gonna play my band. The Punisher. Just hanging out in my hand. And, this guy outstat checks me. Unfortunately, but I can always switch him. And I'll attack you once.
Ah,
twice, and that's game.
GG's, GG's.
GG. So, how did the game feel? How did the team shadows feel?
Man, it is just one of the mind warpiest games out there.
Yeah. I hope. I'll take it as a compliment.
Oh yeah. Um. Now in the rule book, you have it stated just clearly that guys can do two things. They can attack or
Or switch, yeah.
switch.
Hold on. Trying to. Battle phase. That makes you to attack or switch with any omens they control. Each of them can only attack or switch once per turn.
Yeah.
That makes it even a turn they are played. And then we go in depth. This is all attacking for like 3 pages.
Oh yeah.
4 pages, whatever it is. And then we have switching 1 page for it.
Yeah. I just say because like I just kind of seem to have forgotten that that was a key element from last month.
Oh yeah, well, the switch basically, or
Just just attack or switch. But of course, that's what the whole thing is. Yeah, attack or switch. But the
Yeah.
twist is just twisting yourself. Oh, I
Yeah, yeah, it should be in the loss already.
okay. Like in explain the twist again. Twist is going face up or face down, right?
The twist means just change about one card. So you can think of a switch as a double twist. It's like 2 twists.
And when would you
Alright.
twist though?
Effects.
Okay.
Or, well, okay, singular twist, effects. But a switch is also a twist. So, like, switches, the technical definition of a switch is 2 elements twist. So choose an element you control, and any other element, then twist the chosen elements. That's a really technical. It doesn't matter in the base game, to be honest with you, a whole lot. It only matters for that Amassed. But some decks will, like, say I have, let me see, this guy. This guy is like, anytime something's twisted, it's like, so I have it when the elements are twisted. That's why they're my decks. Alright. So you can do a switch with it, and then it dies,
Okay.
basically. Yeah, what other questions do you have?
Nothing. I mean, it's just pretty crazy. Like, not a lot of people have really done the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, like you said.
So yes and no. There's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh clones, but there's not a lot of games trying to make just attack and defense points work. Right? Yu-Gi-Oh kind of works around its rules. It's like extra summonings, effects, removal. But what I care about more is stat checking and making how do we make attack and defense points just interesting on their own, not interesting by effects, interesting by stats, and this game would not work in a constructed environment very well unless we had a couple rules. The decks are meticulously balanced with the stats, so it only works because of the tight balancing of stats.
Okay.
But any kind of stat imbalance would be felt very quickly. So yeah, that's one thing I learned with Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like the system can work with some changes. like how in Yu-Gi-Oh it's a more complicated attack system and defense point system. There's 4 scenarios, right? Like equal attacks trade, attack and defense equal they bounce. Higher attack kills, higher attack or higher defense, right? Defense is higher. There's like -5 points. It's more complicated, right? And 9 Omens is only 2 checked. If the stats are equal, they trade. If one's higher, the other is slain. So it's more like easy to think about. But because of how punishing the worst scenario is for you, you really need to think of like, okay, is this actually higher, or is it equal? So part of the reason like the decks are balanced is because each deck has 2 cards that are the highest defense, 2K, and every deck has 2 cards that are 2K attack. Every deck has these staples, so you always have an answer, just in the stats, not in the effects. That's very important. Now, of course, the stat variance, right? Like, without stat variance, the game would be boring. Like, this is an interesting card without having any like stats, right? But it's important to keep the stat balance in check because you need to keep the game's combat system interesting without effects. And that's part of what most card games miss, is they miss inherent counterplay. In other words, in most card games, a card is very linear, right? It can only attack, it can only block, or it's like neither good or bad at it. And 9 Omens, a card can do multiple things. So this 0/0, it has agency. It can attack you directly if you have good defenders. It can attack a defense mode, I faced an Omen to flip it face up, and then maybe trade. It doesn't have to attack. It can enable a defender to attack. It can even make disruption by a switch, right? Or it can reinforce a wall by that. So just with the switch mechanic, it can be a disruptive tool, an aggressive tool, a repositioning tool, right off of that. And with attacking, because of the way the attack system works, it makes even the 0 attackers able attackers, that they can get past someone or trade, because most decks have these 0 stats, like this 0 defense here. Even Caller can kill this Flankin. So there's a lot of intricate balancing points for why the system works and why it feels interesting to play, and that's not including the effect. That's 0 effects.
Yeah.
That's switching, attacking, and stuff. There's a discussion I was having with a game design friend, and we were talking about 2 different points. I was saying his point was you should forget vanillas. Vanillas are just they're not interesting cards. If you have vanilla cards, they don't add any structures to the effect. But I approach the opposite way. I think vanillas are the core of your game. Because if the vanillas aren't interesting, you don't have a good game system. Or a game system with depth behind it. The effects are just, icing on top. It's the spice. But you can't make a spice without a good foundation. So that's what card games miss these days, and what 9 Omens is trying to do. It's trying to introduce a third option to card games. The option we needed in card battlers. So most card games you can attack or you can block, right? But in real combat, you have a third option, which is a disruptive effect, right? If you imagine a sword coming at you, right, there's three things you can do. You can also stab with your own sword, if you have one, right? You can block the sword. But there's another option you can do. You can redirect or evade the sword, right? Change the direction of the sword. Go around it, right? But what about even talking them down from attacking? Like dodging it and talking them down, right? The switch mechanic is essentially what that is. It is a way to re-enable, disable, disrupt, all in one.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Alestrals and D-Spirits, but nobody's done the switch, though, I mean. Nobody's done the switch.
Yeah, to a point. I mean, we've seen... Here's the thing, right? We've seen the card effect in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? We have effects that swap two modes.
Okay.
The problem is, it doesn't matter in those games. Because in those games, it's just higher number wins. Right? In order to make a stat check system work, you need to meticulously balance all the cards within each deck, which you can't do in a constructed environment. So Nine Omens only works on its own with the design it has. The cards need to have variable stat distribution. Decks need to have the 2Ks, 2K attacks, 2K defense. And also decks need to have some kind of removal in the effects in case stats don't work. All of these factors are why the system works. And like why switching does work. But it wouldn't work in most of the card games. Right? Because Blue Eyes is 3K attack in classic Yu-Gi-Oh! It kills everything. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Defense points suck. Because it's better to kill a card than it is to remove someone's life points. So, in Nine Omens, it's kind of like resolving all of those things. But it only works because a lot of restrictions were done. So, yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's good because like the people who get switching are like, it's cool. But then I have people like my girlfriend who hate the switch mechanic. They're like, why would this be a thing, right? They don't get it, right?
Okay, she doesn't see it coming, or she doesn't see it coming, or
no, she doesn't understand. She hates the idea of it.
Okay.
Is the thing because so attacking in card games is everywhere. People can wrap their head around. I can attack with a card. This card fights this. It's easy for people. What's not easy for people is positioning and understanding like advantages and disadvantages to being in certain positions. Like the only reason I won that game against you is because I was able to deduce your optimal positioning, and I was able to read you, and I was able to respond with the switches. If I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have won because you outstat me. If you see my cards, right, it's like a 0-0. My cards are like these little weak guys. Like look at these guys. Like this guy beats like boom, boom, like trades, right? That's what I'm talking about, right? Hell, this guy is so good against this deck because I can't trade into any position, right? His stats are really good. Nine Omens, there's three kinds of cards for stats. We have these high attack, low defense, a low attack, high defense, and then in the middle. These middle cards are very important because they provide a counter answer to, just attacking and defending, right? can be both, and they also provide good stat checks to like these weaker cards that exist, while also countering like these high attackers if you switch, you know, to go in there. So like, what do you want? Do you want to kill everything? Do you want to defend against everything? Or do you want to be in the middle and not have a good answer? These are important because these actually counter switches, right? Because they are not, they don't have a weak point. Even this is the same concept, right? This has no weak point attached to it. This is 1K 1K. It's a very important idea. So that's part of the balance there. But what was it? Yeah. So that's kind of like the switch mechanic a little bit, and like why it was kind of made. But it was really designed because I kept thinking about like why would something want to be defensive? And how would you counter a card if the stats don't change? Like there has to be a trade-off, right? So the basis of 9 Omens was around these vanilla 2K 2Ks. So 2K attack, 2K defense, and then extrapolating further from that. So a card cannot be better than a 2K 2K. A 2K 2K would kill these guys in the trade, and it will trade into these guys. So the only counter you have is the switch, right? Or use a good effect, you know, as it is. So yeah, everything in 9 Omens was built around this idea of a 2K 2Ks being the standard, and then extrapolating like, well, how would I balance around that, you know? And then yeah, so after all that thinking, we have a system where every card has agency, and then that's the thing, right? You know, even just without stats, this card, you know, without an effect, it can take out cards directly. It can trade into 0 attacks, 0 defense. It can switch anything. It can stain your hand and protect yourself. And that's without any effects. That to me is what a vanilla card should do. Not just like be a year. But you can only do that if the game system allows it. Right. That's hard to do.
Oh yeah.
So that's a little talk right there on the stats.
Yeah, man, you did that, man. All from 9-card decks. It's amazing.
I appreciate it, and I want to show people, like, again, you can do a lot more with less. You don't need a lot to do depth, you know. Yeah, that's the thing. So let me ask you. So more about your opinion, right? Like, what are your like favorite cards you played of these 18, and like least favorite, if you have any?
I mean, we gotta go Crow Storm. Yeah, gotta go Crow Storm.
Yeah, that's a fun card. Yeah.
I mean, Retaliator's great. And, of course, Komodo's great. Just get at it.
Yeah, those are super annoying cards.
I mean, like, you know, you were hyping up the pack leader, but I didn't really get him to go off.
So the way you typically use it is you throw it in first. So, okay, here's like the bread and butter combo. Crow Storm, attack mode, obvious purposes, right? Attack mode, one attack, whatever. I would play it face up, not like flip attack. And then I would play this guy, pack leader. And then I would play like, I don't know, So first I would attack with Pack Leader, and it attacks into like any card, doesn't matter, right? But on the summoned effect, I would choose Crowstorm, and now it's functionally a 2k this turn. It just buffs its stats a bit, you know.
Okay.
Now I can throw Crowstorm as a 2k.
Yeah. Okay.
You know. So that's like a basic. Another thing you can do with this card is, let's say, I don't know, let's say there's a card with that buffs this guy to like 3k attack. As an example.
Okay.
You can choose this guy to be a 2k, and you can guarantee a trade off that.
Okay.
So it has a lot of purposes with just this one effect.
Yeah. Okay.
One more thing you can do is, let's say you're more defensive, because every deck could be defensive or offensive in this game. This guy attacks into here. You can choose this guy and choose this guy, and you could, in theory, if it was like this card, you can buff the defense higher, make it a little stronger than the wall, or bluff it, you know. So that's what you can do with Pack Leader.
Okay.
These cards are more complicated than Pack Leader. There's this trio that exists with them. Where is it? Where are the cards? Okay, so these are very interesting cards. So if you look at the stat distribution, the numbers are very wonky, like 1500 to 1250, but they're very intentional. So what Pack Retreater can do is Pack Retreater and choose any Omen in attack mode and trade with it guaranteed. You can choose this guy, make it a 1500 attack, and then throw it in, and they trade at equal attack.
Okay.
And it also has the same concept as the other card with the Pack Leader. You can, if it's attacked, right, flip face up, you can make this guy have a high of 2,500 defense, you know, opposite effect. And then this guy is the opposite concept. If any Omens in defense mode, like this guy, basically, you can guarantee a trade because you make its defense go to 500.
Oh yeah.
So the opposite effects. This card is more interesting, I think, in general, because this guy can make your attack 3,500 for a turn in exchange for being a weak attack.
Yeah.
Like this guy has a pretty good attack, 1,500, pretty solid.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why. That's all trio of these dogs. Like what you can do. They can be used to trade guaranteed, or they can be used to be stat buffers and the like. So yeah, really teaching you the Shadows tech right now.
Mind warpy.
Yeah. This guy is interesting. My favorite case scenario with this guy is what I mentioned before, where it flips up and it turns two guys face down, and now your attack is basically the combat's over because in the rule book it's a check for the both face up. If not, you can't compare values, right? So it's basically a combat trick. It's a reset and a way for you to stop combat. But you can also do what you did earlier, where you can reset Crowstorm, reset Pack Leader, and then, you know, ideally reset like a card like this. That's vanilla. If you're going first, or something like that, right? That's the cool stuff there. Scare Bear is a very intricate card with the shadows. The shadows. What other cards do you have? Okay, a little more tech with your deck. Where was the cup collar? It was over here, I think. Yeah. So cup collar has some tech, right? Let's say you don't know what's going on. Like I throw a face down guy, right? Maybe it's like a 0/0 or not. I don't know what you have, right? What I could do is I could do this. If I'm second player, I can just like throw cup collar out and like, all right, let's check it. I flip up and I die, right? Now I play a face down guy, and I can immediately attack into it. I know what it is. And now I have tempo.
Yeah,
right?
Cote collar's great.
Off
Yeah.
of that. Yeah, Cote collar's pretty good. You know. Alternatively, I could just keep it face down and have them go into it, and that can respond to their attacks afterwards. And Freedom Flyer is the same concept. If I'm going second, I'm just like, all right, Freedom Flyer check. You know, like what you got?
Yeah.
And then I can be like, all right, I know what you got. So let's go with Crowstorm now. Face down, attack and kill that card maybe, and then keep going from there. So yeah, that's the main tech in this deck. If you want to play it, yeah, if we want to play it. And then yeah.
And there's just endless effects that can be generated from this system, though.
In theory, I struggle sometimes. Like, so I have some design restrictions. This rulebook is never gonna significantly change. There is no new keywords that will ever be added. The only thing I add is like more golden rules. Like this is a new rule. It's to prevent very rare scenarios that happens. That should not happen. But in general, like there's no new keywords. The pack is here to support the learning of the game. But that's it. Like I may do a new version with some better graphics maybe, or extra graphics. But this is never going to change. I hate the addition of just more and more keywords, more and more stuff. Like, we don't need all that. We can be more creative as designers. That's my personal philosophy there. I think we as designers, like, we have to work more with less, and we need to make better quality cards than just making cards. That's the way I see it. If for me, I'm not going to put out a Night Omens deck if I don't think it's different enough than other decks, or provides, no substance. Like, it has to have depth behind that individual card. Like, Crowstorm has depth, like, Cote has depth behind it. Like, that's the thing. Like, these cards all have their own depth. And even if their effects are situational or whatever, the card is still, like, functional. You can still switch, you can still stay in hand, you can still attack. Like, it has the basics. The fundamentals are good. So, that's the thing. So, because of these restrictions I have, I'm going to making sets less often over time.
Okay.
So like the average ETA for a set is like 1 to 2 years, like one and a half years. The exception is this year we're pumping out like a lot of teams because I want people to have, I don't want people to complain there's not enough decks. Like, oh, I buy a base game, now what do I buy?
Yeah.
Oh, I buy the bigger expansion, expansion box 2 which that set's gonna have very complicated decks. Like not like the cards, not the cards themselves, but like the way you play the decks are very intricate. And hey, that's not on me. So I talked with Speedrobo and asked him, well, what should I do? Should I make a more simple set for box 2, simpler than base game? Or should I go like more complicated? And he was like, this should be like a very complex set. Because in his opinion, like a lot of card games that, dumb it down as a 2, they're not interesting enough for new fans. And he was like, you should go exciting. So I was like, alright. So here's my like very intricate ideas. Like how can we make extra turns balanced? Can we do that? How do we make like swarming like 3 cards with the 1 card balanced? And I don't mean like swarming like like Crowstorm. I mean like you play a card in defense mode and then you play 3 more guys in defense mode. How does that balance? Can we do that?
They gotta have 0 or 500 defense. I take it.
Whatever, like something like that. Yeah, on the track. Yeah, on the right track.
Okay.
So, for box 2, if you want to know the idea, so the general themes are a lot of board presence. A lot, like expect like boards to get really big on one side, like 4 to 5 cards, like. But there's trade-offs obviously there. And then the combos are very intricate, more so than the base game. With the same idea of like each card is agency, effects are variable, and the like. So box 3, what I'm currently designing also right now, box 2 is like more or less designed. Box 3 is going to be a counterpoint to box 2, where box 3 is a lot more like board control. Like, what does a balanced board wipe look like? What does that look like?
Yeah.
And we still have some AoE control in box 2, but it's not as like it's not like I board by board per se. It's differently designed. It's more about like let's have larger board states. Let's try to have board games like what we had. So basically, like after looking at what people do in the first set, right? I was tired of a certain playstyle, and that playstyle was people just attack. Like I'm just gonna play 2K attack, and I'm gonna go in. And of course they know like after some effects exist, stuff like that. But people are not hesitating enough. So the purpose of box 2, besides having like these bigger board states, right, is to make people question more and make them want to, instead of attacking, put their cards face down. Like choose to just play defensively. Because the risk is greater if they fail to attack. So box 2 has a lot more like reactive punishments than box 1. In box 1, that it does exist to an extent. There, the teams you haven't seen yet, they have very hard punishing cards, but not to the level that box 2 has. in my opinion, basically. So, you also will not see like many cards that are like after I'm raised as much in box two. It's a lot. It's a lot of after arms in box two. So
A lot
it
of
seems kind of crazy because it's all after arms.
a lot of wood in box two. You say? Not a lot of after I'm raised.
Like yeah, after I'm raised, after I'm discarded.
Okay.
I don't think I have any after I'm raised actually.
Okay.
It's all like just after I'm summoned for the most part.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's some future stuff right there, if you're curious. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, gonna be interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of archetypes?
Yeah, say that again?
What kind of archetypes?
Yeah. Oh, archetypes?
Yeah.
Mostly like combo mid-range is box two. Yeah. A lot more combo mid-range.
Okay.
Hence the big board states. So yeah.
Interesting.
I've been talking a lot, so like, you have any general thoughts to say, I guess?
Man, I mean, yeah, like, I mean, you know, you got the Yu-Gi-Oh players, and you have the Pokemon players. This will likely not appeal to the Pokemon players, right?
Oh no, of course not.
Yeah. So just as long as you know you're leaving that market out, but
Probably not. It's I want to hope the Yu-Gi-Oh players will like the game, but it's a different kind of game. You know, it's trying out new stuff, right? The switch mechanic in particular, but I'm also challenging the notion of what is a deck? Is a deck really? Do we need these 40 card decks? Can we give up randomization? I'm trying to challenge those ideas also. People think like you need to have shuffling for these TCGs for randomization, but you don't. All you need is uncertainty, and that comes with the face downs. Now, it's not going to be everyone's game. Like, if you want a game with a lot of comeback mechanics, you should play, like, I don't know, Caster Chronicles, for instance, or other games that are mainstream. But if you want a game that is very tight, and most importantly, you have control of everything, that's what Nine Omens is. Nine Omens is a game where instead of you reacting to your deck, you are your deck. All the actions are you. It's a game where you, as a player, control everything. The first player determines the entire game. That first card you play, face down, face up. And no other card game does that right now. There's variance in the shuffling and also in the construction nature of card games. Nine Omens is a game where I can truly learn my deck and I can know the other person's deck. And I can create a unique play experience by knowing that matchup and reacting to them. So that's the kind of game it is. We don't have that game in trading card games because of the variance in shuffling alike. The kind of card game I want to make was like your deck essentially is a weapon. It's a sword, it's a gun, it's something you can learn to get better at and learn to use differently into different matchups. And you can do that with other card games. But other card games, there's variants.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have a sword that doesn't work the same way because of just shuffling and variants in your deck. And also the variance against other people's decks. That's not how real life is with a weapon. The sword's a sword, right? Unless it malfunctions or breaks, that happens. But if a gun, a sword, a shield is well made, it will work consistently. That's the kind of notion I had when designing Omens.
Yeah, something different. Something different.
Yes, sir.
Man.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've really got a lot of original things going here. So.
Original things. I don't know if it's too original. It's more about the combination of everything, I guess.
Yeah.
Like people have talked about like these concepts to an extent. This is not the first no shuffling card game. There's been no shuffling card games. I could think of like Super Battlemon or Massiverse. Really, what this game is doing is combining all of these accessible, ethical, and different mechanics into like a streamlined system.
Are they necessarily dueling card games though?
Are they dueling card games?
Well, I mean, are they?
Massiverse, not really. I mean,
Yeah.
Massiverse is not like it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not like a card battler.
Yeah.
That's not what it is. But
Yeah, I mean, I know I played
it is
Massiverse, but it's super.
for sure. But
It's Super Battlemon a dueling card game.
not like this, no.
Yeah, so pretty unique to dueling card games, though. At least I can say that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But if someone wants to comment on the video or whatever and say, hey,
This
they
one
have
game.
a game that's like this, that's fine. I don't know all the games. What
I know
I
almost
can
all the
say
games,
is-
but yeah, I know a lot of the games. So
Oh, that's true. Oh,
yeah,
that's okay. You know more games than me. I will say that.
man. I was thinking about what you said today. Like I like to play all the games, but I'm like, yeah, you said you can learn from just reading the rule book, and I leave a lot of these things in the plastic, and never read the rule book, so that's the thing to do. Is just learn from the rule book, but
it's one way to learn.
yeah,
There's no best way to learn.
yep,
Whatever works for you.
yep.
So I think this video is pretty long.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. But the question is, would you play again?
Oh yeah.
And which decks would you play?
I mean, we can play the advanced, and I can get smoked in those too. So
Yeah, that's totally fair. But yeah. But let me ask Speedrobo. I love you. I love your channel and you as a creator. So I want to try to. I'm trying to get like spoiler cards for people to like show off in their channel. Pictures, kind of what keyboard shows these days. So it could be cool.
sounds
What I want to
fun.
try to do is show off like 9 different creators, one card each, or like a couple cards each. And if everyone looks at all the creators, they can play with the deck, basically, like a print and play of it. Okay, go. If you watch all the videos,
Yeah, I mean, good marketing.
But
Yeah.
it's kind of a low-key idea.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Sir.
Cool.
But yeah, bro.
Uh,
You have no other questions? I'm gonna sleep now.
yeah, I think I'm good. So, yeah, if I think of anything, we'll let you know. But yeah, that is a mind warpy game, though, I gotta say. But yeah.
I appreciate it for you. Thank you. And thank you for having me on.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming, and till the next episode of Nine Omens. Later, Gators.